A rights group, Amnesty International, has released a damning report on the, quote, deep denial of Britain and the US-led coalition over civilian casualties during the ISIL operation in the Syrian city of Raqqa.
The UK Ministry of Defence still maintains its hundreds of airstrikes in Raqqa resulted in 0 civilian casualties, a statistical improbability. It is completely reprehensible that the coalition refuses to acknowledge its role in most of the civilian casualties it caused.
Since the coalition campaign against ISIL in Syria and Iraq began in 2014, the UK has carried out some 1,700 airstrikes, 215 of them on the city of Raqqa alone. Earlier this year, Britain's Defence Ministry admitted responsibility for just a single civilian death. And some British MPs agree with Amnesty International that the UK authorities appear to be in denial.
During a strike to engage 3 Daesh fighters, a civilian motorbike crossed into the strike area at the last moment, and it was assessed that 1 civilian was unintentionally killed.
The government's assertion is part of a wider strategy of denial around the consequences of Britain's military campaign in Syria and Iraq.
Britain's Defence Ministry told us that the UK has provided details on each of their 1,700 strikes, including operational briefings, and confirmed when there was a civilian casualty. It added that missions are carefully planned and aimed at minimising the effect on civilians, adding that it would prefer to have been involved in the research of Amnesty International. We discussed the whole scenario with political commentator Jonathan Shafi.
Is part of a more general strategy to cover up, to in some way paper over the kinds of civilian casualties that are caused by UK action. This is of course something which stretches beyond the situation in Raqqa. We heard the same about the Iraq war, we heard the same about Afghanistan as well. We hear over and over again that these strikes are meticulous, strategic, using the best technology that money can buy, but in the end it's dropping bombs and explosives on densely populated civilian locations. The language that's used around this, meticulous, you often hear as well, of course, famously or infamously, collateral damage. In fact, these are real people, and if you read the reports coming out of Raqqa, there's a real anger at the way civilians there have been treated, not least because there's not even an undertaking to have an investigation into how these air raids were taking place.